muhammadin dijjudi
bu fekk yonent bi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mu ngi taxaw mu toog jonkon.
Why it is our diocesan patron feast day is because the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption is dedicated.
Do not have it in their mindset or in their psyche that we are playing against Algeria.
Former President Jammeh's hitman Omar Jallow continues confession of killing before the TRRC. Resident of anti-crime unit head has been burned down by a mob of angry protesters over the alleged killing of one Usman Dabo. Activists condemn police for killing of university student. These are the headlines. More coming on this edition of our news. Hello viewers, you are watching iAfrica Evening News Bulletin. I am Fatmata Jaju. We now go with the news in detail. It could be recalled that 9 death row inmates were executed in 2012 under the government of former President Yahya Jammeh. The move was followed by global condemnation. In his testimony before the TRRC, assassin Omar A. Jallow gave some explanation as to how the execution was carried out. Amadou Kante has more on that.
In his second day before the TRRC, Omar A. Jallow admitted to his involvement in the execution of 9 Mile 2 inmates. Staff Sergeant Jallow, who is part of the former Yahya Jammeh junglers, said he was trained for arresting, torturing and killing of people under command of a patrol team. He recalled of an assignment in which his colleague Noah Baji informed him of an order from the former President Yahya Jammeh to carry out on the execution of the prisoners. Upon their arrival at the Mile 2 prison, he said they went to the head of the prisons department, David Kujambi, where they met General Sulaiman Baji, Usman Sonko, who was the Interior Minister at the time, and the then Minister of Justice, Babanding Jabate. He said the head of their operation, Noah Baji, and Captain Rambo led the discussions to take out the inmate from the prisons to the firing squad.
They
were put inside the vehicles.
Mile 2.
We left Mile 2.
Jublu Brikama.
And we headed towards Brikama.
We
went to the range.
Lines couple.
Proceed.
Lines couple Bojang range.
At the Lance Corporal Bojang range.
We have to have that in Wolof.
Lance couple Bojang range. Moy fan.
The range is the place where the soldiers practice shooting.
Okay, range boko dege moy fi soldari de jange mbiri fetel fi ñew fetele fofu lañ de jangé jangale soldari.
Wow, fofula.
Yes, that's the place. What time did you arrive there? Do you recall?
ndax mun ngaa fàttaliku ban waxtu ngeen egg foofu.
Wax dëgg yàlla mënuma fàttaliku waxtu bi nag.
Was it in the morning, afternoon, or night?
It was in the night.
mu ne ndax suba la bëccëg ndax ngoon.
Si guddi la woon.
waaw ci
It was in the night. And tell us, when you arrived at the range, what happened?
léegi wax ñu bi ngeen eggee ci range boobu foofu lana xew.
bi ñu àggee si range bi.
When we got to the range,
ñun ñëpp dañu wàcca.
all of us alighted.
wàccee leen kenn.
We brought them down, one after the other. Each one that we brought down,
dañoo jël nylon mbuus yu ñuul yooyu.
we took a plastic bag, those black types,
solal ko si boppam bi.
and then we put it over your head,
ñu bos ko bem sedda.
and then we will suffocate you until you die.
Still on TRC, Jallo confessed to taking part in the killing of 2 Gambian Americans who were alleged to have planned to overthrow the government of former President Jammeh. The jungler, who has a long record of assassination experience, was also involved in the killing of Nur Cham, the alleged leader of the 2006 attempted coup d'etat. Amadou Kante has more.
Former jungler Umar A. Jallo, in continuation of his confession before the Truth Commission, said that he was part of the hitmen who claimed the lives of 2 Gambian Americans in the names of Mahmoud Sise and Ibu Job. The duo was alleged to be in the country to topple the government of former President Yahya Jammeh. According to him, 2 men were arrested and taken to Kanilai because Yahya Jammeh requested to have personal meeting with them. He said it was from that meeting with Jammeh that he authorized their killing. Their bodies were cut into pieces.
When we got to Kanilai, our leaders, who were the officers,
Major Nuabaji,
our leaders, yes,
Major
Nuabaji,
Captain Momodu Jaju, alias Rambo,
Captain Mamadou Jaju, alias Rambo,
Lieutenant Mustafa Sane,
Lieutenant Mustafa Sane,
Lieutenant Michael Jata, sorry.
Lieutenant Michael Jata.
ñoo yóbbu gaay si biir kër Yaya Jammeh.
They were the ones that took these 2 gentlemen into Yaya Jammeh's house.
And by guy, you mean the 2 captured Gambian Americans, Mahmoud Sise and Ibu Job?
Wow.
soo ne gaay mooy ñaari Gambian American si ngeen téye Mahmoud Sise ak Ibu Job.
Wow.
Yes.
Proceed, please.
bu ñu leen yóbbee.
When they were taken,
nekk nañ fa lu mu diri daal ay si suma estimation daal foog na ay 30 minutes ay fanweeri minute daal.
When they were taken, in my own estimation, it took about almost 30 minutes.
ñu génna ak ñoom.
Then they came out with them.
ñu ne.
They said,
Nuabaji taxaw suñ kanam.
Nuabaji stood in front of us.
mu ne Yaya Jammeh joxe na ndigal ne ñu rey leen dogat leen ay dogit.
He said Yaya Jammeh has given the order that they be killed and they should be chopped into pieces.
In the same token, Jallo informed the commission of his role in the killing of the former CDS Colonel Nduru Cham. Colonel Nduru Cham was alleged to have been mastermind of the March 2006 attempted overthrow of the government of Yahya Jammeh.
Nuabaji ko.
And Nuabaji said,
I ordered Soto Mansa Buluko
that he got an order from the president that
Who is Mansa in this case?
Yaya Jammeh.
Ako jumalo mo sate nyin silo.
Yaya Jammeh.
Proceed.
Ko nga Ndur Cham samba nga fa.
That we should take Nduru Cham away and kill him.
Wolem ndola dogo di bi.
That was our assignment for the day.
Proceed, please.
So ngulta wale nyama.
So we got up that way.
Ndundanna motol kono.
We got into our vehicles.
Ntata Tanje.
We went to Tanje.
Ni NIA training school oto.
At the NIA training school.
At wodumo ndur chambe maborin wolto.
Because at that time, that was where Nduru Cham was being kept.
Nga dundi moto kono.
We put him into a vehicle.
Itum pasan anin chairman for inin tata for imu ngamira itol muruntale je dal je filitam male.
Pasanin.
He said the presidential order to eliminate the coup plotter was communicated to the assassins by Noah Baji. Reporting for Africa News, I am Amadou Kante.
Jungler Jallo continued his testimony with shocking revelations today before the TRRC. A civil society group called Gumsa Bopa issued a press release condemning the killing of UTG student Keba Seka by police constable Lamin Trawale during a scuffle with him somewhere in Kololi. The group expressed anger with earlier statement recognizing the police is diligent and professional in carrying out investigation into the case. For them, there is no room for to comment police whose hands are already dirty. They called on the IGP to set example in cause of justice and further warn armed officers that no one is above the law. The Ministry of Interior had condemned what it called tragic murder of the 25-year-old Gambia University student as coward and heinous act. The suspected murderer has since been held in remand wing of the Gambia Central Prison, awaiting appearance before the Banjo High Court. Gumsa Bopa Group therefore aligned itself with Amnesty International in its observation that there are key human rights concerns relating to the operation of the country's anti-crime unit. We now take a break and come back shortly.
Look guys, you guys got very big rams. I hope you don't get it from where I'm suspecting.
Do you think you're the only one who knows where all the good news come from? My son bought me this ram all the way from abroad with Baluwo.
Oh yes, this must be Baluwo. Me too, my daughter just bought one for me through Baluwo. With Baluwo, everything is possible.
This Tabaski, you can buy ram for your family using the trusted Baluwo. Just log on to the www.baluwo.com website or download the app. You can buy ram, otherwise foodstuffs such as rice, sugar, cooking oil, and much more for your family this Tabaski. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Welcome back, viewers, and kindly be reminded that you're watching the World Today iAfrica News Bulletin. We now look at the remaining stories. Armed officers were all out in Serekunda to cool down riots sparked up by the death of one Usman Dabo allegedly due to police maltreatment. The Inspector General of Police issued a statement suggesting that the victim might have died of sickness. Dabo, according to the police, was said to be an asthmatic patient prior to his detention. Mama Fal gives us more on that.
To suppress tension by a mob of angry protestants against the alleged death of one Usman Dabo in the hands of the Gambia police force. News of his death came after he had been released from police detention. It is alleged that he was tortured while in custody. Dabo, said to be Guinean origin, has been working as electronic technician at the Serekunda market for many years. Protesters burned tires on high roads leading to Serekunda market and areas near the anti-crime headquarters. Police responded with firing of tear gases and rubber bullets to disperse protesters. Although no additional death is reported, dozens are injured and others drowned by the security forces. In the wake of tension, military reinforcement was seen in advancement towards the protest areas. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of the Police has issued a statement calling for calm. Mama Fall for iAfrica News.
While this protest has caused the burning down of residents belonging to head of the anti-crime unit of the Gambia Police Force, Godgim Boob at Ibo Town. There will be more on this story in our tomorrow's Good Morning Africa show. Youth in Brikama went ahead to show their dissatisfaction with the Brikama Area Council despite the lack of police permit to do so. Their move could not end well as officers of the Police Intervention Unit moved to disperse them. This was where our own iAfrica News crew got trapped into areas heavily polluted with chaos. Defatu Bangura.
Everything about today's protest began in Brikama with youths who insist in showing out dissatisfaction in the performance of the Brikama Area Council. Officers of the Police Intervention Unit launched indiscriminate firing of tear gas on the crowd, leading to the dispersal of protesters. A handful of market vendors were forced to shut down their stalls as buyers were seen running for their lives. The Brikama protest was planned earlier this month, but the organizers could not secure police permit to go ahead. iAfrica News crew itself was trapped in tear gas polluted areas near the junction to the South Bank Highway in Yambai. Youths in the West Coast region say their peaceful protest was meant to activate the Brikama Area Council from slumber to its responsibilities. Brikama Area Council has a noticeable challenge in focus to waste management, markets, and provision of utilities in towns and villages under its jurisdiction. The Red Cross, which deployed over 50 first aid volunteers, are busy treating people who are intoxicated with tear gas and those hit by police rubber bullets. The Chief Executive Officer of the Brikama Area Council, Lamin Sirifo Singate, told iAfrica earlier that the situation was calm at his workplace. He believed that the police must have convinced the protesters to call off their plans. In June, the Minister of Interior warned during a rally attended by the President of the Gambia in Brikama that the police will use water cannons to throw boiling water on protesters who are not legally permitted to take to the streets. For iAfrica News, Neifatu Bangura.
Youth in Brikama who couldn't secure a permit from the police converged today in Brikama to protest against the Brikama Area Council. In connection to today's protest, the American Embassy in Banjul has issued alert to all U.S. citizens in the Gambia to exercise caution. The embassy urges its citizens to monitor updates from the local media and avoid all the areas said to be occupied by protesters. In the rest of the statement, the U.S. Embassy says, "We are monitoring reports of demonstrations in Brikama and Serekunda. Protests are moving fast and other areas may be affected." U.S. government personnel are advised to avoid those areas during the morning and afternoon hours. Exercise caution if unexpectedly in the vicinity of large gatherings of protests. Well, viewers, that makes the news for this evening news edition. Thank you very much for being there. Please follow details for these and other stories around the continent on our website iAfrica.tv as well as our Facebook and YouTube pages. Bye for now.
Sadio watal de yamna ka dam do mi refana mo nyimbo ni woldo
hey ke foti ama kiba diva bodu lay dam male jelo fana jelon de ndimma wala yinkina nya hani dala so ma bonde ja kina nya turu balu on ko yamela kami ko
nde fana ndi muso ayanta sa ñewol to baluwo
ay ni baluwo na fa waxal sawga ma jara moy jaxal
ñimba na salo ni lafta leyango la isa soto nin sila taringo minna wolom baluwo siloti ka kuma ko ilong ila kuoto alte la website oto www.baluwo.com wala aliela app download baramanda nyinda mala anim baluwo alse mano sanno sukuro tulo anim fen jama baluwo wala efisia ka kodo kina